and it's so easy to break things up and also set things up for Mag. You have two heroes who can just jump. Magnus is not the hero that want to jump in first, like, you know, blink in, RP 3 people, because that's not going to happen. He needs someone to create the chaos in the front line, or he just goes for blink skewer plays.
It used to be the combo, right? The realest combo breaker in the Winter Wyvern. So, but teams have moved away from the hero quite a long time ago for some reason or the other. Like, it's been nerfed a little bit. It hasn't worked a couple of times, and suddenly you stop picking it, which doesn't mean that the hero is bad. In the right situation, it will work. Like in this game, like you just said, I think Wyvern would be perfect for EC. Maybe there are some issues with combos with Magnus, but you can communicate your way around that. It's not the biggest deal. So they go with the Disruptor instead.
Disruptor against the swap, not that great. Easy to just save people from his combo. He's good against the Spirit Breaker, breaking that charge, which is great.
So one pretty good thing with the Disruptor is the fact that you have this Tiny as well with you, who wants to be very active in that mid game, and you want to be on the offensive, right? You want to be the ones that are trying to make plays on their side of the map, because if they are close to your towers, Drow just melts them. So you want to keep them away from your objectives, and with Disruptor as well, you can do that. What else you can do is, if it happens that they are taking your objectives, you can always glimpse one target back and make a pick off or two off of that.
Okay, we've seen this combo yesterday. One of the teams played it. Tiny plus Darkseer.
It didn't really work.
Didn't really work, but it's easy to execute. Like, you surge Tiny, he uses back toss with Ion Shell, double Ion Shell, and it's very, very powerful in the mid game.
What I really like about the Darkseer here, however, is also the fact that it opens up all those melee carries. You don't need to have reach now. Like, PA is awesome still, like they could go for that, but Lifestealer is suddenly, okay, not the best. You have Spirit Breaker, you have Vengeful, but Jug, like you said, you have these heroes that you can just surge, they'll close the gap, they'll get on top of the Drow.
It's a very, like, speedy lineup, and you have 3 frontliners that's going to provide a lot of vision for Disruptor to actually get the good glimpses back.
Okay, what's up with the Morphling ban from EC? Did they want to pick it? Like, where do you fit the Morphling in the side of Extremum?
Like mid and have Void Spirit on the offlane?
Yeah, but you would have Morphling and Drow Ranger in this.
That's extremely greedy.
That's so greedy. It would be,
Surprised they didn't pick PA. Like, they could have go for something else instead of a Darkseer, but the Vombo combo is strong if they can pull it off.
So a bit of a wasted ban on that Morphling, you reckon?
I think it's a wasted ban. Like, I don't necessarily agree with it. I have seen Morphling do well versus Drow. A few days ago, we actually saw that. Magnus and Morphling dealing with the Drow later on in the game. When they come online, they just defend long enough, and suddenly the Drow isn't a problem. Morphling has that natural waveform way of closing the gap. They ban out the anti-mage. Okay, they definitely know something we don't. They're expecting this Drow to go mid, because they just banned 2 hard carries. Like, Morphling, like you said, he can be mid, but anti-mage, not really. This is.
I don't think you want to play Dota with anti-mage and Drow Ranger like your team. Like, you just want to be hitting creeps for 30 minutes. Drow Ranger comes online. She wants to join a fight, but she also needs to have a hero that can do stuff early on.
Okay, I see the anti-mage ban here. It's because you have the Darkseer, but still, man, it's
I don't think that would
like anything does well versus Darkseer in the lane. There are so many better heroes to choose from. So I definitely don't agree with their last 2 bans.
So they've not so much had a read towards the end here.
They need, at least for EC, they just need a hard carry in the end that's going to be able to get on top of Drow, and they have many options because of that Darkseer. So I'll agree with that thing, that even though they could have picked PA there on the 4th pick, this Darkseer does enable a couple of other heroes to actually work.
No, I just got confused by these
2 bans.
It's like,
a big
why?
break.
It's like, why? Why? I don't even care about what your last pick is now. I just want to understand, what were you trying to do?
Yeah, you can definitely understand Extremum's last 2 bans. It's PA, like we mentioned before, like Lacoste said, and then Ember as well, who's also a hero that's extremely good with Magnus and gets on top of you. Perhaps isn't really the best right clicker when it comes to taking down objectives, but you had enough. Ricky, there you go. I mean, it's solid. It's pretty solid. It's good versus Void Spirit. It gets on top of Drow easily, right? And power.
I mean, they have no hero that deals well with Ricky.
Yep.
Spirit Breaker, you see him charging, you just press Tricks of the Trade, Vengeful Spirit. He can dodge everything. You want to see Slardar?
I mean, it wouldn't be that bad, right? You get an extra initiating type, you get that Corrosive Haze versus Ricky, forces him into something like a Manta, perhaps. Something like an Underlord, maybe, even with the amount of roots that he brings to your team, the
they can swap
frontliner.
things around. Put something like a puck on a mid lane, play a bit more faster game, and put Void Spirit on the off lane. Or they can go Underlord still in the pool. I like Underlord a lot against Ricky, root mechanic, and he's a beefy guy.
Just one thing, are they afraid that this Drow is mid? Because they did ban out the Morphling and the Antimate, so they're thinking maybe Extreme, yeah. But for real, it's a very confusing series of bans. So maybe they're thinking Drow will be mid, and the last pick of Extremum will be the hero that goes versus Darkseer plus Tiny, because that lane can be a little bit tricky for Drow range. You can still play around it with Gust, but it can be problematic.
They still have 40 seconds left. Thinking this through. Like, maybe why did they ban out AM and Morphling? We need an offlaner. So, yeah, they go with the Beastmaster, builds into Necrobook, the Sea Ricky. Also, nothing to purge off Beastmaster's Roar, no real save. So once he uses that, it says, we fully commit.
Also, it's another hero that buffs up on the Drow Ranger. They just have a lot of synergy, making this super carry off of her, which is also very, very neat for them. Is the lane Spirit Breaker and Beastmaster that scary? Perhaps not, but they do have kill potential and push potential. They're extremely beefy over there, so Ricky and Disruptor won't really be pressuring them way too much. EC, they have some things going for them too, right? Their team fight is amazing. If they manage to get the combo wombo going off, you have the Ricky, you have Magnus with Empower, you have the Darkseer, Disruptor. It's pretty sick.
Extreme lineup is much easier to execute. Like, you have all these auras, you group up together, you kill one or two heroes with a smoke, take the Roche. On the other side, you have like Disruptor with the Darkseer combo plus a mag. These are three heroes that can easily like fail, especially on this level of Dota. Like, you expect the perfect execution, you know that it's not gonna happen. So we'll have to see, but I'm leaning towards Extremum much more. Beastmaster is fine. Can they shut down Ricky? That's the problem. If Ricky pops off, especially with the Empower, that hero is just insanely good. One thing I don't like about the old Corporations lineup is that they don't have a save, especially now that Beastmaster was last pick. So once they go in on a target, that means the target is dead.
Liz, real quick.
Yeah, I'll to hell with it. I'll go with the Ricky.
I think go VC.
Yeah, I think
Ricky,
Extremum, they have better players overall, more known players. They showed that they're a little bit of a better team. But like Locosta said, this Ricky with Empower, with RP, if it hits a couple of times, it can be really problematic. Okay, I won't go anyway. I had a but there, but doesn't matter. Let's just go with EO-Corp, yeah.
Time for us to go and get into this game. It's time for us to get back with Nomad at 1-4-3-7. It is just a best of one. It is a match that will decide on who will go through cleanly and who will still have one more match to play to try and get into the Divine League. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Theban. You know, it's a pretty interesting draft. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't watching much of it. I was flaming T-Governor in the chat and trying to see if they could get all 10 heroes to be blue, but the Beastmaster ruined it in the end. But I guess I agree with everything Lacoste said because he seems like a smart guy. Theban, what's your take on these drafts?
Listen, there's one team that has a very fun game plan, and there's another team who's like trying real hard to win this game. And I'm gonna go with the real fun game plan because Darkseer, Ion Shell with Surge on a Ricky and Empower sounds like a beast combo in this game, and I really want to see it working out. I know G's my boy. I love this man to death, but this is one hella tryhard draft by him with a Vengeful Spirit, Beastmaster, dumping all the auras onto this Drow Ranger. Just want to keep on attacking once they hit that big timing. Last time we watched them play, they were playing Vengeful Spirit and Medusa. So pretty much just very similar idea to that. They feel like Drow is a safer pick to take earlier in the draft, and that's why they decided to go for the Drow route this game instead of the Medusa.
Multi-shot, split shot, same spell, right? No difference there. It's literally the same hero. But yeah, I mean, this anti-armor and then like the Vengeance Aura buffing up the Drow, throw in the Beastmaster as well, and this Drow is basically going to have like way more effectiveness than what her net worth is going to make out, and that's going to be something we focus on a lot in this game as we start things off with a ton of aggression at the start. Actually, as the Darkseer just shoves his face into this lane, throw it down the Avalanche as well, just trying to get down these creeps as quickly as possible. It looks like, and they know that this Drow is just going to deny everything if they let her, so they're just trying to mess with them as much as possible and cause a cacophony in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, up at the top we got Chloe and Flensmeister on the Ricky and the Disruptor versus Velhor on his Spirit Breaker and Afterlife, aka Old A, on his Beastmaster. How do you see this top lane going?
I think the Ricky has a lot of presence in this lane, especially once he hits level 3 and they get that Thunderstrike to wear down the Beastmaster, building up into that, and that's where it gets real scary for the Beastmaster. But if you make one false move on this Disruptor, like a bad move, the Disruptor can easily die with the boards and a charge coming out from the Spear Breaker. He's also got an Orb of Venom. So early levels, Disruptor needs to be careful. Once Ricky does hit level 3, this Beastmaster needs to be careful because there's not a whole lot that's going to stop the Ricky from going on him and killing him.
That's true enough. It's true enough. But we did talk a lot about how the Drow's been beefed up by everybody, but there's also the fact that the Ricky's going to have this Magnus increasing his tank damage and his AoE, and then you've also got the Surge as well, which can be a big deal for heroes like Ricky who just want to be very important with their positioning. Meanwhile, G's actually tossed back here, and inside the Iron Shells, he's taking quite a lot of damage here. Is this going to be a first blood? They need a little bit more to run him down. They're actually surging for the Tiny, trying to finish the job, but G does have that Fairy Fire and owned me. It could be into trouble. No Fairy Fire on him, and he goes under the tower and gets himself killed off. A little bit of an overextension there by the Darkseer, not respecting the health of G and that regen he had, and therefore he is actually going to be a first blood. What a twist!
What a twist indeed. And this is probably the lane that you don't want to be giving any kills away to. They're the Aura heroes. They want all the experience they possibly can get. And Darkseer dying there. He's only got 5 last hits in this lane too. This is a very disastrous lane at the moment for Dire.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, they tried to just shove their faces into it, but unfortunately there's just too much damage coming out of this Drow, so now they're put into this weird position. But I mean, it is a Darkseer after all, you know, getting a couple of levels and he can just split waves. He doesn't have to worry too much about directly fighting the Drow. But I mean, Drow's going to be fine under tower as well, so you're probably giving this Drow a good game regardless of what happens here. She's going to be happy.
They're doing a really good job.
Yeah, he's okay on the Spirit Breaker. He's okay, just getting a bit big for his boots. But I want to talk about this mid lane a little bit here, because usually when we see Magnus, we expect him just to crush every single melee hero, but Melojon's actually doing a really good job of controlling up this lane and giving Bella a bit of a running over.
I think that's a skill thing here. I do believe Magnus actually destroys this matchup. I think we've seen this exact matchup before. And that Magnus was absolutely dumpstering the Void Spray. He couldn't do anything in a lane like this. But, you know, sometimes the first 2 waves matter so much. Maybe the Void Spray got like 3 denies or, you know, built up a small lead from that. And that just allowed him to snowball into this great position he's in. Now the Power Rune, though, who's going to get it? Oh, it's bottom.
Velo comes over. I mean, he's still going to stun up there. So Mergel's probably the quicker one here.
They're saving it for the Void Spirit. It's not that big of a rune, but Illusion probably the worst rune you can get at this stage for Void Spirit, but still useful though to refill your bottle up, and the Magnus does not have any bottle charges.
The choice is made.
Yeah, the bottle refill is obviously the important factor. Is Beastmaster in the top lane. He's actually fine being left alone for a bit as well, doing okay up in this top lane. I mean, he's got terrible last hits, but compare him to the Darkseer and he looks great.
If you compare to the Darkseer, yeah, anybody's looking great in this game. The Venge and the Drow are just like chilling, denying creeps together. They got 16 denies together at this point. This Darkseer is just not having it, man.
Wow, Cheoli, that's a lot of damage coming down on him right now. This Disruptor, I think he's just straight up dead. The axe has come through, and the damage is there. See you later, Disruptor. Balls, man. What a trip those things are.
It's very scary for Disruptor to move out into the jungle area against Beastmaster and Spiritbreaker. He's got to literally stay beside that tower all the time.
The fear of God put into him.
I mean, they're doing a really good job at the moment on the side of on the Radiant side here. They built up a small lead. They got plenty of XP on their heroes, but this Riki, he is pretty much free farm, and their strength on Dire is gonna come when they empower. Riki starts running around and killing heroes.
Charge up the top onto the Disruptor again. This one might be a little bit ambitious though from Velhor, as he is right under his tower and able to back himself off easily enough. Meanwhile, Snorpy maybe looking for something in mid here. I don't know if this is going to be possible. I think he's just securing runes, looks like. And we'll be able to grab himself that haste.
That's big. That is so big. Just to remove that from the Void Spirit, because if Void Spirit gets a haste rune, anywhere he TPs to, it's like a guaranteed kill. So, Tiny, jack the rune away from the Void Spirit. That means another minute or two where they shouldn't have to worry too much.
Oh, Snorpy, my boy. He tried so hard to take that hard camp. The Avalanche had tossed the hard camp, but Drow killed it all with multi-shot mid-air. Jesus, what a waste. Meanwhile, Mag is struggling against neutrals. There's no worries. These guys are pretty tough. It's cool. He's good though, just getting a cap before he goes back to bases. Mergel pushed in this middle lane.
All that juicy mid XP going away. The Void Spirit just shoved like 6 creeps into the tower and nobody got XP for that. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it's pretty nice and pretty bad for EXE. And he's actually immediately just jumping on the Magnus here, cleaving away most of his HP pool. Jesus. No chill from Mergel here. And again, just continuing to get damage up on this tower. I mean, this tier 1 is just getting whittled away at. And the Magnus, he's just done nothing for the past couple of minutes. He farmed a hard camp, went halfway back to base. I was like, oh, you know what, that will be fine, but it was not fine. Meanwhile, oh, nice toss back in the top lane, but the Darkseer is actually getting very low. But with Flensmaster coming in as well, this will be a kill onto Nephra, big kill as well. And they'll look forward onto G. Also, is Tiny though, out of mana for the time being. He's got a toss in 3 seconds with the Mango, but not really going to turn into much here. It will leave the Venge alone.
That was a really nice rotation from Riki, but a smart setup from the Tiny. He put 2 sentries in his bottom area, so they know that there's no vision watching them if they TP down here. So very clean play, getting the kill out on the Drow Ranger. Now that Riki has a new home, gets his level 6, doesn't have to worry about the Beastmaster pressuring him anymore.
Yeah, but this is going to open up Afterlife to take this top tower, which I imagine he will do in a pretty safe way. There's not really anything Cholo can do about this. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're going on to G now under the tower. There's a TP coming on over as Nephrit comes into this, starting to get the damage off onto the Void Spirit. And oh my god, he just wrecks everybody as they take down that Darkseer. Snorpy still in the trees here. Flen's trying to sneak out the back door. He's going to get caught by a couple of arrows here. Meanwhile, TP out, successful. And that's going to put an end to things in the bottom lane. So maybe getting a bit overexcited, trying to kill the Vend. They do so, but losing their Darkseer isn't a great trade, to be honest. But it frees up the pressure on mid as Velhor takes over and wants to get himself the XP.
Yeah, they're just trying to level up on Dire side, but they're just losing too much out on the map. Like, the cores are not affected for EXTREMUM, and they're just constantly pushing lanes out, getting farmed. This Beastmaster's untouchable. Dude, this Beastmaster is going to be invincible soon if they don't actually get a kill out on him. Oh, here it is. The Ion Shell, Riki.
Yeah, smoke up coming in from behind as well. The Disruptor is here. The roar comes out from Afterlife. They need the vision on this on this Beastmaster. I mean, Riki actually getting pretty low just as the creeps. As Glacier comes in, he's got the up. He throws it down just in time. Beastmaster getting beaten on down. They will finally get that kill. Velhor turns up to this one as well. Unfortunately, they can't seem to get on top of him and bring him down. So very limited catches. Melodor jumps in from the side, gets himself 1 clean kill, and looking over towards the Magnus as well. Velhor trying to help out. Does he have the bash? Well, he's got the charge. He doesn't need a bash. Velhor, he's going to get bogged down here as well. And that is going to be 2 kills in the top lane for the EXTREMUM.
They're just getting countered everywhere they go, try to make a play. This all started because the Magnus lost mid lane. I feel like the Riki was fine. The Magnus losing mid was just a little too much, and the Void Spirit, wherever he goes, he's pretty much getting kills at this point. There's one thing we didn't mention though, right? Or I'm not sure. Maybe I recall poorly, but Darkseer, he's a really good hero at healing aura because he's got that wall. Speaking of Darkseer, they're going on the bench, taking so much damage from the Drow.
Jesus, this Drow ain't messing around. He's got power treads on RG, 3 rage bands, and a hell of a lot of DMGs to pump out. Me swapped back into the range of this Drow Ranger. She's going to claim another one. Never gets the double kill in the bottom lane.
So much damage, and the Beastmaster chases, so they're gonna get this tower. So I was saying, like, if Darkseer somehow gets his levels up, then the mid-game wall vacuum combo can actually steal the Beast aura, the Venge aura, and then they can utilize that for their own heroes. The only problem is Radiant is just non-stop pushing towers down, and they don't have any time to farm with this Riki Magnus whatsoever.
Riki Magnus, yeah, it would be scary if it was any other situation than this. I mean, 4k gold at 11 minutes, it really is painful. They're starting to lose some towers now as well. Another swap comes out. Charlie in some trouble.
my
He's
goodness,
going to drop the ultimate on himself, but these creeps just smacking away at him. But now the Beastmaster actually getting dragged back here. Might be in some trouble getting a Charlie by his back. The Beastmaster throws down the roar onto him, but it doesn't make a difference. Flensmaster will jump the backline to find that kill, but Flens himself could be in some trouble. Charge comes in, connects, stunning him up. He hasn't got any spells to use. He's got to blink away. Can he get it over to the range creep? Still in the run. On the backline of the fight. They'll kill Snorpy. Judd trying to take down G as they will finish off Flens. Now, Bellhole fighting up into the Magnus. Charloy helping him out on the backline dip. They need to run themselves away. A charge away. Unfortunately, the Glimpse comes back, throwing back Bellhole, but the stun is there from G. And with Melajul coming over, he's your damage. He's the guy who can lay the smackdown and finish off this disruptor. Meanwhile, the Magnus has run himself away. But again, Melajul just ruining this game. He's getting every single kill on the map right now, it feels like.
This is actually insane. This Void Spirit is level 11.5. They need to get some kind of a smoke into an RP with a blink on this Void Spirit. Try to kill him off. Get that XP back for your team. I don't think EvoCorp can actually farm their way back into this game. It is just not possible at this point. Maybe they just get one key item like that Blink Magnus and just try to keep on fighting with your Riki. Maybe get them snowballing, picking off like one by one, and then that's how you get back into this game. If you've played a farm game, I think Radiant is just going to smash you at this point. Void Spirit has a DD now. He's so big. It's actually incredible. He's almost level 12 already.
Middle tower has fallen.
He is rolling it right now. Absolutely rolling in it. Double damage picked up. Going for the Orchid as well. I really like this item this game.
Yep. Use that on the Riki. Riki, who can't cast spells, is pretty much a creep. Really good on Magnus too. If you can pre-click the Orchid on him, once he blinks in, he gets Orchided.
Is Magnus going for this Echo
tiny.
Saber? Or is he actually going Blink and just queuing it up? So me, oh god, Snorpy. Oh dear.
Oh, if he goes for Echo Saber right now, like I don't think there's any chance EvoCorp are gonna have the fighting capabilities.
He's got the money for the Blink if he buys it right now.
He should.
He's just holding on to 2.4k gold, no worries. Meanwhile, then comes the Shockwave, but that's not going to be enough to save off Charlie, and he even jumps forwards onto the Magnus. Magnus under the tower, getting focused down here. He's going to charge himself away with that skewer. Meanwhile, Flensmeister coming in the backline, trying to look for Velhall here, but won't be able to get the damage off. But Snorpy might be able to help out. Meanwhile, enemy dies in the bottom lane to Nefrit and the Venge. Meanwhile, the 3 heroes at top continue their pressure onto this top tier 2.
Damn, Snorpy had to buy back there, try and do something. He has 0, dude. He has 100 gold to his Blink Dagger this game.
Oh my god.
That is very, very sad.
Snorpy.
Yeah.
He's.
Did you notice that? Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say his current net worth is 1,200 at 14 minutes into the game.
These guys are just dying to the Beastmaster.
He's a +4, dude. He's a +4.
Yeah, it feels really bad for this Tiny. This gold lead is just becoming way too much.
Jump forwards though, onto the Tiny. And if that Orchid, that's probably going to be enough to pick him off here. And he will just pop Melajul very calmly, doesn't even throw a spell at him. We've got plenty more to give, but he's just like, no, you're already dead. Nothing you can do, mate. And Mag went for the Echo Saber.
Okay, well, enjoy farming for another 5 more minutes before you get your dagger. And most likely 5 minutes from now, I think they're going to lose Roshan. to this Drow Ranger and probably a tier 2 tower as well. That means the outpost will be taken before 20 minutes. Things are not looking good.
Snowball lineup from EXTREMUM. They are certainly getting into gear right now. And there's very little on the side of Evil Corporation to stop them. They're just too poor, too starved.
Too starved, I like that. That's exactly what's happening. Look at what they're farming. They're farming the Ancients of Evil Corp. So naturally they're forced out of that safe area of the map to go and split push. But then when you're split pushing like this, it's always scary. You don't know where Radiant is going to come from next. What if you get charged like this Darkseer is right now? And he's going to follow up, and now he's dead too.
I think this isn't too bad. Like, he's pretty deep down in the bottom lane, kind of forcing EXTREMUM to be where they don't really want to be. But then at the same time, as I say this, there's 3 heroes charging into Roshan, so maybe that's not quite true.
Yeah, it's just a spear breaker. Venge still has her TP available as well. So she can just TP to the top and all of a sudden 5 heroes on the Roshan area.
Oh no, he just wanted to place a ward. Charlie just wanted to ward. He's gonna get killed off. Somebody think of the supports. They jump forwards now looking for the Tiny. He dies with dreams of blink daggers in his head. But nothing in his hands.
They're just completely outclassed in this game. Evil Corp. Too tall of a mountain to climb, Nomad.
Indeed. Man, we're getting metaphorical with it today. Not much more to do, to be honest with this one. There's nothing but metaphors to be said about this game. Because the truth is just too disheartening for Evil Corporation right now.
How's the mag? Still 1,000 more gold to go. So they lost the Roshan. Next is going to be a tier 2 tower that EXTREMUM's going to try and take. Maybe they can do that before the outpost 20 minutes get activated. That would be very ideal. Ricky's almost got Diffuser. Oh no, not quite. He's still like another 1,000 some gold away.
If only 1437 that were the case. Alas, 'tis not to be. Yeah, they're still very far away from these timings, and like EXTREMUM just like pressuring, man. They're just really pressuring now. As they'll get another kill onto Owned Me. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
They're just hunting, man. Everywhere they see a hero, they're just running at him. And this Beastmaster is constantly pushing lanes out, and the supports can't do anything against these boards in the Necro 3.
Pretty brutal.
So, I did say Radiant had a try-hard draft.
Yeah.
Which they do. And Evil Corp went for
Melagil
like,
on the high ground, trying to kill the Magnus inside his own base. I mean, this is just rude at this point. It's just disrespectful. He does get off the RP, but there's no one to follow up with here. And Belhor with the Stardust Resistance able to break out of it nice and quickly, and they'll kill him off all the same. Maybe Flens. All right, he claims 1. Melagil, could this be a nice second here? No one else really coming in to help him out here, so Melagil kind of biting off more than he can chew, and will be punished. Now, Evil Corporation, they are given a little gift from the side of the EXTREMUMs. Let's see if they can do anything with this that they've been given. I mean, the thing is, like, all they do is just hit more creeps and try and hit these timings. They still need the blink on mag. They still need the diffuser as Darkseer just gets peppered at by the Drow. Glimpse does save him a little bit longer, but unfortunately 2 more right clicks and Nefrit does grab himself that kill.
You know, this game just feels like Dire has just not even been able to play Dota quite yet, right?
No.
They're like, guys, just give us 5 minutes. Just let us, get our items so we can actually play with you guys too. And EXTREMUM is just like taking it to them, man. They're just putting them down. They're just like constantly putting them down, not letting them get back up again.
But here we go. Magnus farming up. He's nearly got the blink. He's got to wait 50 seconds for the RP, but this could be the big turnaround spell, but probably won't be. I mean, it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, the thing is, the Darkseer is not very high level, right? He's got level 2 vacuum, so it's hard to like bring everybody together. They have the potential if they had the levels, but they've just been dying way too much on the map to this Spear Breaker and the Hawk vision. Like, the Hawk just saw that Darkseer, and he tried to defend the tower, but
I mean, he tried to defend a tower which is already dead and kind of slowly walked towards it in mourning. Oh god. 20 seconds and he will be back. 18 seconds solid RP, so it should synergize nicely at this point. Once again, Melodor just going absolutely crazy here. Able to take down Chowli. Velvorb does die for this though. Managing to get his Spirit Breaker kill at the point. Meanwhile, Nefrit and Afterlife, they mean business. They're going for these towers, they're going for the objectives, they know what's up, and they're also respecting the Magnus as well. They see this Blink Dagger and they're like, no, no, no. And we're not getting caught out by the Blink Mag with the Darkseer. That's not happening.
Gotta respect it, man. Even if you're down, even if you're up 14k gold, your hero dies, just chill out, reset, go again when you have 5 again. This Beastmaster's going for a Solar Crest, so that's gonna give Jaw Ranger even more amplification. And Venge already has Vladimir's. This Jaw is stacked.
Yeah, Drow is the extreme mum this game. She is the matriarch.
Mad stacked.
See if they can find anything with this smoke. But Evil Corporation looking maybe for something of their own here. I'm not too sure though. They don't seem super keen on it. And they will just back out to their own jungle. But Extremum.
Oh, I like this play.
Oh, this is so cheeky. And it's the Darkseer again. Owned me once
like
again.
that.
He's 2-11, Theban.
I didn't even check his score.
That's very respectful of you.
Bottom barrel.
For some reason, it didn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a really nice play from Extremum. They smoked into the bottom where there's no tower. They try to kill somebody off, and then lead that into an objective instantly on the high ground.
Tiny trying
Whoever
to play
tried
for
to defend
something
it.
here, just looking for a toss in the back, but he gets caught out as well. They pull back on the Darkseer, really trying hard to dig deep and find something here, but Extremum, they cover their retreat very, very well, and we'll just be allowed
Glimpse in
to
one
walk
though.
out.
Did they have any vision? Oh, never mind. You're getting hunted, the shelter.
Yep, try glimpsing this. Well, they do drop the smoke down onto him, but unfortunately the creeps from the Beastmaster are enough to take him out. Now Darkseer going down as well. That's going to make it 3. They look over towards more. The Roar comes down onto the Ricky, controlling him up on the backline. Nefrit just unleashing onto him with the multi-shot, and in 21 minutes, this best of 1 is over. Jesus, that was... Christ. Alright, well, you know... That's what happens sometimes. If you draft yourself into this position, you know, you get a bit experimental, you try to have the Ricky, the Darkseer, not exactly a hugely popular pick right now, and then